Don't you just love tomato season? It's here. And this morning now I have 14 pints of tomatoes done up for next winter. My mother used to have an expression she used all the time, aren't we rich? And that's how I feel today. I'm rich. I've got 14 pints put away, and they didn't start ripening till July 5th, and they're so huge that it doesn't take all that many to make 14 pints. And we started out today, every meal we've had sort of a fresh salsa, tomatoes, onions, avocados chopped up, cilantro. We've had sliced tomatoes, avocados, and onions on a platter. And some of the sauce that I made went in today's lunch. We're rich. And the big tomato that was 1 pound and 11 ounces, I felt sort of bad cutting it all up because it was so big. It's the biggest tomato I've ever had. And I don't know if you remember, but back in the 70s, decoupage was really the thing to do. It didn't connect with me, but everybody was doing it. But we began to have an expression in our family. If we like something or something, we'd say, let's decoupage it and hang it up. Well, I felt like I should decoupage my tomato and hang it up. And anyway, I'm being silly there. And today what I want to do, and this is especially for you, Patrick, I want to talk about, it's not making a tincture, but what I'm going to make would be the same process. And what I want to make today is I want to start another vinegar going. And for some reason, if we're making a medicinal herb in either alcohol, I was going to show you if I can do it real quick. If you didn't want to use alcohol, okay, this is what you get. You get a vegetable high-grade glycerin, and you could do it with that. It's just that this makes it somehow sweeter. My granddaughter and I made some with this, but to me, I don't like the taste. So we don't. But that's what you could use. And they don't keep quite as long as the alcohol. And even though we don't drink alcohol, when you're just putting a few dropperfuls in, it's almost like when you put vanilla in something. Okay, anyway, so what I'm starting today, and I'm just about out, so I want to make some more. I hope this jar, I am. I can see now. Well, I don't know. Let me just see if I can find another jar that looks, and as you can tell, well, I'll wait. Okay, I'm running out of jars. I can't believe this. Okay, here we go. And anyway,
Is it on?
I'm on. Do you want to walk through, hun? You got an egg? 2 eggs. Why don't I take them? Oh, what? Now that looks like Cocoa Puffs. And the blue is fading, isn't it? It's not as blue as it was. Oh, nice eggs. Okay. Now, where was I? Anyway, I'm gonna put elderberries and ginger together. And we know that elderberries are terrifically good for just your immune system, keeping you well, and just a good flu and cold preventer and helper. So we're going to put that in there. But I want to tell you a little bit, and someone asked if I used fresh or dried. And I'm using dried this time. I'm not sure what I did the other time, but I'm out of fresh ginger, or I would be tempted to do that. But I'm going to put it in there, and it's about half and half, I think. Maybe I'll even put in a little more. I used all of my elderberries in that package, so and the jar's about half full. Okay, and if turmeric is a superstar of spices, ginger is right there close with it, and ginger and turmeric go together quite nicely. But ginger is not just an herb that stops nausea. It helps with arthritis, heart diseases, cancer,
ginger snaps.
ginger snaps, on and on. You can't go wrong with ginger. It's just, okay, things that it helps prevent or even treat is arthritis, asthma, cancer, cholesterol problems, heart attack, heartburn, GERD, indigestion, migraine, morning sickness, motion sickness, nausea, stroke, and triglycerides. Oh, triglycerides. When I stopped my sugars when I was, I think, 75, and before then I was using low on sugars, but I didn't realize that bread turned into sugar before you even got it out of your mouth. And I didn't realize a lot of these other things, the hidden sugars. And when I stopped those, my triglycerides had always been high. Well, they went down. The first blood test after it was almost 100 points down and into the very good range. And then the next time I had the blood test taken, it was even better than that. So cutting sugars, adding ginger was a good thing to do. Okay, so if I were making it into a tincture, of course, my menstruum would be alcohol or the glycerin, but I'm making it into, and now I'm using vinegar as a menstruum, and now we call it an extract, not a tincture. Isn't that something? And actually the others are too. And also spices and herbs just sort of blend. If you study herbs, you're going to know more about spices, because is ginger an herb or a spice? So the spices really count in the herb world. They're just packed, all of them, with wonderful different things. Now also, let me tell you about turmeric. When you use turmeric, always add black pepper to it. It just makes the turmeric more available to be used. Okay, now usually I have my nice little jars I always use, and I got those jars because I was buying G, and they came in that jar, and they had a plastic lid. Well, I don't have very many of them, and they're all being used for good purposes right now, and so I have to go back to one that has a metal lid, and you can't put the metal next to the vinegar. I have saran wrap, but I just hate it actually. So what this is, it's just a sandwich bag, and I'm putting it over the top and putting the lid on, and it will keep it from reacting with the metal. and there it is. And it's just like the other. I'll shake it up. I'll write on the top. Is there a black pen over there? I'd write on the top right now. And I'm going to let it sit, anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Thank you, honey. There. So, this is ginger and elderberry. It's a good combination. And it's the 9th day, and you won't see this until way later, because it just happens that way. But I've got the date on it, and you'll see me strain it off, and it'll turn my vinegar a beautiful color. And I always use apple cider vinegar. I suppose you could use others, but it has good stuff in it to start with because the apples, and it's organic, it has the mother in it. And so always use an organic, good, unpasteurized vinegar. Otherwise you're not going to have a good product at all. So that's what I'm doing today at Surviving the 80s. And I hope you survive well, whatever age you are. And if you include some of this, it will really help you. So there you have it, and I'll let you go. Have a good day. And Patrick, I hope this has helped give you an idea how to make even herbal tinctures.